All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast.
I mean, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go.
All right, welcome into Swing It and Ding It. We are presented by Comcast Business, introducing ultimate speed for business, the fastest internet plans yet from Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Also, the Penn Club on second. We'll talk about that when we have the course, of course, with Harry Mays, little place in Vegas, and All Access GTE, which I will be speaking about for sure with my experience in the great city of Pittsburgh last week.
With my guy Spence.
With your guy Spence, a great host. A great host he was. What's up, Harry? What's up, Danielle? How we doing?
Doing great.
Good. Yeah.
I'm kind of in awe of you. I mean, I'm just sort of trying to live vicariously through Moose.
America's guest.
Couple of days. My goodness.
It's been a year because I look back because I played PV October of last year.
Wow.
And when I look back at those bookends, right, and then you add in Pebble Beach and Aronimink and some of the other places, it's been pretty good year.
Yeah,
good year.
I hope your wife has taken out. I hope your wife has taken out some life insurance on you because this could be it.
I keep telling her it's my last hurrah.
That's what I'm saying.
She's due in less than 25 days. So
wild. The final countdown.
Yeah. But,
all you need now is a trip to Scotland or something to top it off.
That was being discussed.
I'm sure it was
with All Access guys. It was cool. There were 12 guys from Scotland hanging out at the bar at Oakmont, and for the past 12 years, they've done this Ryder Cup style home and home. I forget the club there. It's hard to remember the names for the courses over there. Yeah. But it's 12 guys from Oakmont and a club in Scotland that each year they alternate and they play in like a Ryder Cup style thing. And
so cool.
Yeah, it's funny because they all had like Philly cricket like quarter zips on and sweaters on, and they had they stopped in Philly. That's the funny part. They were supposed to play Aronimink too, and they weren't able to play because of the what was going on over there last week with someone passing away. But they made a Philly stop before they came up to Pittsburgh. So
wow,
yeah.
You gotta fill your golf cup.
Yeah, but I'm telling Oakmont is just, I mean, what a special place. A lot of they had the pro shop, which was dangerous. First stop.
I had the credit card receipts.
Yeah, and I went back in afterwards. I'm like, I need something else. But then they had. So the range is closed right now because they're preparing for the U.S. Open next year. So they have a temporary range
already.
Wow. Looks like a 10-minute golf cart ride, and they literally have a gift shop like open to the public. It wasn't open yet in the morning, unfortunately, because by the time we drove out to the range, it starts sideways raining, and I drove there in the morning.
Harry, where were you at?
I was nowhere to be found.
Just thinking about me. Yeah. Every 5 miles, it dropped another degree. Like driving from, it was 65 and warm in Philly, and by the time I got to Pittsburgh, it was like 44. Woof. And like a driving sideways rain on the range. I'm like, oh god. So we're soaked. Now by the time we came back and we got ready to go to all-star tee time, the rain had cleared, and it got halfway through the round, we're taking our stuff off because it was getting hot. It got a little chilly again, a little bit. It was like you played in all the different conditions, but for the most part, it was really nice weather. But our friends from All Access GTE, it was a trip that they had put together. Spencer Mellon, who's a friend of Danielle's, actually was the host. He's been a member at Oakmont. His father was a member. Has been there forever. So
didn't he play for Cincinnati college golf? He was a Bearcat.
I can't remember where he played college golf, but we lived with Spencer and Ricky Casco and a couple aspiring golfers. Questionable time in my life, but I basically lived in a frat house, but it was amazing. We lived on the water. It was the only way we could afford to live on the water. And we lived across the water from Tiger Woods.
Wow.
So, we'd consume a few beverages and we'd go out back and we would just try to hit golf balls into his backyard.
Yeah. Spencer Mellon, University of Cincinnati golf.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But it was cool because we were there with him as a guest. Like you know, you felt like you were a member for the day. You know, you got there, they had a nice lunch set out for us, some bag tags made, you know, custom bag tags made. And you played the round. They had the frozen transfusions at the turn, which were tremendous. And then you know, afterwards went up, we had our own locker upstairs. The showers were tremendous.
Yeah, I've heard about the shower.
And then we had a dinner, really nice dinner down in the bar area. And then so that the putting green is actually the 9th green. It's so huge that they have multiple holes and they use it as the putting green. And you know, it's pitch black out, and you have the clock, you know, lighting up the green, and you're taking turns putting off of the patio, seeing who can get kind of closest to the pin.
Cool.
So it just was such a cool day.
Did you hit it in the church pew bunkers on those 2 holes that
I didn't. I actually hit them over them,
okay.
like far off to the side. On both times I cleared them.
Okay.
But I found most other bunkers on the course, just not the church pews.
Now, how were the bunkers? Like,
I mean,
they have to be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely perfect. It just was. Yeah. I mean, everything about it was tremendous. But I played with my friend Brian Dowell, great real estate agent in South Jersey who sponsors our golf outing every year. And just met some really great people there the whole time. And then stayed over. Next day played Longview, which was so I really didn't know much about the course. I remember our friend Colin Berger had worked there. But it's just amazing. It overlooks the Allegheny River Valley. It's a Tillinghast redesign, like from the 30s, and just these crazy dramatic elevation changes. No 2 holes look alike on the entire course. The greens were insane, like crazier than Oakmont's.
Are the holes isolated, or is it like a Parkland style?
They're pretty isolated.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a massive piece of property, and because you're going so like far uphill and downhill, sometimes like each part of the hole is isolated.
Oh, okay.
You
so
can't
like
even
different
see.
sections of fairway that are at a different elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But just absolutely tremendous. Yeah, great trip. But like we always say, check out the link in our bio for All Access GTE. They have these types of experiences that are once of a lifetime, and they're just different than just going on a golf trip, right? They think of everything, and they had everything covered on this one, and it was tremendous. So if you're thinking about planning something for this year, next year, thinking about going to, I don't know, anywhere in the world to play golf, check out the guys at All Access GTE, and they'll make sure they handle it properly.
If I ever get there, I will definitely take a shower. I'm not one of these shower guys. Like I usually just go home to take a shower, or I go back to the hotel, whatever it is. But if I ever play Oakmont, I'm taking a shower there.
So what is it? The pressure? Is that
the pressure, right, Moose?
Yeah, these big old stalls, but like redone with the
rain head, shower head,
rain
down on you. And then apparently, I don't know if Moose did this or not, but my one buddy Stu, who's been out there, he said you get out of the shower and there's a guy handing you an ice cold glass of beer. He said it was the best beer I ever had.
I love a shower beer. I did not
have the shower beer?
No, we did not get it. But we were scattered too, right? It wasn't, it was a smaller group that was there. There were only a couple groups. They do these member Mondays where they kind of do like a shotgun start with a smaller group of guys at different courses, and that's what it was. But yeah, not quite like the Country Club of Scranton. I think I'm still growing back skin on my back from that.
Brandon will literally
had me pinned down on the ground for a couple minutes. I was squirming around trying to get up from that thing.
He's a psycho. We're looking for a house right now, and I'm like, it's like I tell my realtor, it's Gabby, but I'm like, we need good water pressure. She's like, these aren't things that people think of. And I'm like, my husband's, he wakes up when we're in Scranton to go and shower there before the round and then showers after.
He's right.
Yeah. Well, the women's locker room isn't like that at Scranton.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, but tremendous little quick. I felt like I was away for like a month though. It was like, really? That drive. I left at like 5 a.m. on Monday.
Was it 4.5 hours?
Yeah, it was 4.5 hours. It was, the drive there was fine. Coming home, I hit traffic here, of course, in Philly. Took me about like almost 5.5. But you're just dead.
Could have been halfway to me.
Yeah. But I mean that play, it's so funny too. Like some of these old courses, and we have them here. You're driving through this little small town in Oakmont, and you turn in left, and there's like a nursing home, and then you kind of see the green, like that light green, that you've always seen with the clubhouse, and boom, you're right off the road. You pull in, and it's just there, right? It's like it's just, and then the over the turnpike thing is wild too, because most of the time you're playing on that course, you hear the turnpike humming, the trucks, because to get from one side to the other, you literally cross over the turnpike. So just what an experience, all timer. I mean,
now what kind of like U.S. Open memorabilia do they have in the clubhouse? Because of all the opens they've had.
They have a lot. They have a lot of like, and the cool part about it too is they're like, explore the clubhouse, like it's like a museum. They're like, go walk around wherever you want. No one. I don't think you can take pictures, but just walk around, explore. Because I think they've had, like we said, they've had more championships there than anywhere, and they had a good amount in the regular pro shop, but then they literally have a whole separate gift shop with just U.S. Open merch and memorabilia.
So what'd you buy?
So I like to get something from each category.
Okay.
So I got like a long sleeve, like a tube button that I can wear to work.
Mute real quick.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to us. They had these awesome hoodies with the old Oakmont logo on there. Grabbed a nice Holderness polo. I'm replacing one of my. I do like all white covers on my driver and woods.
As long as you don't have iron covers.
So I got one of them. A couple hats. I got a beanie and a regular hat. So I get one from each section.
We need to see that sweatshirt.
Wow.
Yeah, that sweatshirt.
The sweatshirt is awesome. I'm going to wear that. It's like the giant round patch on it.
Oh, that's
It's
funny. We were up when we were in Scranton. One of our members and big donors, Tom Karam, to the tournament. Him and his wife brought a box for Vienna. She has literally, I'm like, Brandon, you better make the US Open, because she has, and they're like at a year old or whatever. She probably has like $2,000 worth of swag from Oakmont that we were gifted. It's like, this is wild. Her collection of clothes is better than mine.
See, we needed video because nobody does damage in a pro shop like Moose. So I need the next time you go to one of these swanky places, we need somebody following you around with a video camera, and seeing you.
Well, he can go with Brandon because he's the same way. We'll send those two together.
Going up to the counter and just laying hangers of stuff on the counter.
And then the redo, because there's always like, I went there before the round, and then we finish, and I'm like, you know what? And then you go back in. You go back in for more.
Well, the worst part is when they don't have. The worst part is when they don't have the price tag on it, and when they ring it up and it's like $720 for a cashmere sweatshirt. You're not going to.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
it's crazy going back. I gotta put that back.
Their prices were not super high there. Like I've been, when you're out in Pebble Beach, the prices are just insane for everything. They're very reasonable. Like actually, the first time they rung me up, I'm like, really?
I'm sure you didn't forget anything?
That's why he went back the second time. He's like, all right.
Yeah. But we had the same foursome both days. It was myself, Brian Dow, who I mentioned, Jim Braviak, and who's also a South Jersey guy, and then Brian Williams, who was in from Columbus, Ohio. So I think there was like 20 of us total in the group. A couple Trump National guys. One of the guys came in from his family owns is it Palmetto in Hilton Head?
Okay.
Well, there's Carolina. Palmetto in South Carolina.
Yeah. His family owns that course.
Oh wow.
So really good. Yeah. And then I'm talking to him, and he's telling me the whole history, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, paying attention. But then he's like, yeah, my brother's a member at Augusta. I'm like, so tell me more about your history of your family here.
Right.
But yeah, it was great. It was great. So.
Wow.
Well, you were talking about pro shop and damage there. I had this company, Sunday Swagger. They reached out to me and they're like, let us send you some stuff. I'm not one of those people that starts Christmas in October, although it looks like it. This is their Holly pullover, but they sent me a bunch of stuff.
That looks
cool.
Like,
all right, let me see what it looks like. The material's great. Nice pullover. And I got a polo as well. So I was like, I'll check it out. And now I'll be able to take a photo and send it to him. Be like, you got to send my guys some stuff too. So
it looks pretty strong. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
great
cool.
material. So we'll see. Moose and Harry need some Sunday swagger.
Hold up. Is it Palmetto Golf Club that they own, or because that's in Aiken and that's the place where Kevin Kisner lives and is a member, or is it the other place near Hilton Head?
I think it's the one near Hilton Head.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I could be butchering that too.
Yeah, but either way, we got to get there.
Oh yeah, no, we have to. We have
Add it to the list.
Oh yeah. Well, I asked them for some context too about some of the tours and people down there, right? To try to have someone on, just to talk about all the different stuff that they have going on down there, because it's obviously a great area, and it's one of those areas I feel like in our area in Philly, it's not super top of mind when you think about where to go for golf travel. So
that's where I want to end up.
Yeah, it's a great.
What, like retire there?
Yeah, like and my ashes will be buried or dropped there somewhere. Yeah.
Well, we gotta save this show.
Yeah.
So your wife knows.
She knows.
She knows. She's well aware.
Yeah.
But what a story on the PGA Tour at the Black Desert Championship with Matt McCarty. Guy wins 3 times on the Korn Ferry Tour, earns a promotion, goes to the PGA Tour. First player since Jason Gore in 2005 to win on the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Tour in the same season. Final round 67 for a 3-shot win over Jaeger, Streelman, Glover right there at the top again.
Hey, Harry took Lucas in the top 10.
Yeah. In his third PGA Tour start. Incredible.
He won 4 of his last 10 starts.
Yeah.
And he only had 1 win in college.
Yeah. Danielle, weren't you mentioning this guy a few weeks ago?
I did. I was I actually went back last night to listen to the episode because I was like, I gave this bit to Moose and he's like, good work, D. And I was like, I think I might have said this. Well, it was 2 weeks ago.
Right. I do remember.
It wasn't last week, but at least I put him on the radar. So
no, but it rung a bell because I knew him. I'm like, that's the guy. I think Danielle talked about winning 3 times on Korn Ferry.
Yeah.
And here he is winning. And he was like not a very highly heralded player in college. He played at like Santa Clara or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly a hotbed, but man, this guy can play some golf, man. I didn't hardly watch. Did you watch a lot of this? I watched a little bit just to get a flavor of the golf course, which was unbelievable. I mean, seeing those rock outcroppings and the lava and all, it was pretty crazy.
Harry, 201 rulings caused by lava rock or lost ball circumstances, more than double the tour average. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I got some lava rock here. I'm going to need a drill.
Well, I saw one where, and you might have seen this one too.
A movable object.
Yes, movable. Can I move this stone? The guy's like, yeah, you can. But well, can I move all of these? And he's like, no.
No.
And the one he moved was like this big.
Yeah, older.
Yeah, pretty wild. Some of the guys we talked about, like a guy like Harris English gets a T6, Seamus Power T11, but that Lucas Glover hanging around again, man. He's he always plays well this time of year. It seems like.
Oh yeah, heating up.
How about the because you think about it when you saw like he wins in his 3rd PGA Tour start, and there's 3 other guys that have done that: Russell Henley, Seve, and the old Bob Glider, Harry.
Bob Gilder?
Bob Gilder.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Bob Gilder.
Yeah. When was, and I don't even know what year that was.
It was probably in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah. And then Garrick Higo won in his 2nd start
in South Carolina.
Yep. And there's only one guy. Is it Jim Benepe or Benop? He won in his 1st start. I don't know who that is. I wrote it down. I can't even see what I wrote down. But like,
need Harry to write it. He
doesn't happen very often where you get that win early out. And the crazy part too, like in a tournament like this with like no real history, you can't really look up how to play this place.
Right.
So really cool story. Seems like a humble dude that kind of even his family said was a late bloomer. Was kind of like small in frame. Throughout high school and everything, and all of a sudden just grows. And now he's curious to see, where this goes with so much winning so quickly. Curious to see how he handles it. Yeah.
I want to see, actually, that's a good question to note we got Kevin Roy on the program next week. I know that like B, if he hasn't played it before, the whole plane ride, there and everything, he's on Google Earth, looking at the course, going through. It's interesting to see if, it hasn't been played in years past, and it's an inaugural event, how you do that prep.
And the cool thing too now with the drone footage that like pretty much every course, if you go on, it's like, or if you go on YouTube, it's like shot by shot. I mean, I did it when I was going to play Oakmont. Not that I remembered anything, but like there's so much more information available now.
Should have went to the Pen Club and played it there.
I know. I should have. I posted that because I was 44 degrees and freezing with my Pen Club hat on. I'm like, could have played this indoors.
These last couple of days have been brutal, Moose.
Yeah, right, it was
looks like we're gonna be on a nice run
here
though.
This morning. Brandon calls me on his way to PT. He's like, "Babe, put a sweatshirt on for your walk." And I go, "Why?" I look at my watch. I go, "Oh my god, it's 68." We got a cold front, guys.
In the 40s here.
I told you, I'm a marshmallow.
I fought it and I had to turn the heat on for a couple minutes this morning. I hate doing it.
Yeah, we have it set at 65. The house was like 63 while my wife was in California. She comes back and turned the heat on.
There's always a battle between the thermostat here.
Yeah. So you got out to Lulu yesterday.
I did. Yeah, it's the first time I've been over there all this year, and me and our old buddy Chris Hansen got out and played 18 in the wind and cold yesterday, but the golf course was great. We had a blast. We had a little lunch afterwards. That was good. A couple of beers, and saw our buddy Rusk. Had some jabs for us at the turn, which is always nice. And we had a great time. Golf course was great. I can't believe it took me this long to get over there this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny how this summer and the weeks just sort of disappear, and then once football starts, it just goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you said, you're like, "Did you watch golf?" And I'm like, well, it's Sunday.
Hardly.
The birds are on. It's like you got priorities. Right. You got to try to balance it.
Looks like a nice little stretch of weather coming up there.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah. After today, I think. Well, I'm playing Lanark tomorrow.
70s. Oh, nice.
On Friday morning, and it's supposed to go to 69 on Friday, and then I think the next couple of days are in the 70s, so it looks like really good.
Yeah, nice and sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a couple days off. I think Powers and I are supposed to play with with Marco, our Ticks for Good guy, back at Union League Torresdale.
Oh, nice.
Go back to those greens.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Don't be above the hole, Powers.
That's right. Danielle, do you have some tea to spill for the folks?
Oh, do I? Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a couple different things. We'll start out with the Bridges Cup. Did you guys hear about this? Mm-mm. It's essentially, it's an elite mid-am championship, but it's like the Ryder Cup or a Walker Cup, if you will, for mid-ams. The course was insane looking. Hazley, I believe it's pronounced Haesley in South Korea, but Team USA won the Bridges Cup. So if you look that up on Instagram or on X, like it's pretty cool. It's literally like a bunch of elite AMs. I was asking B, I'm like, do you know about this? And he started going through and we were picking out, we didn't see any Philly guys, but picking out a bunch of high-end AMs that were playing in it. So that's kind of cool. I think they're in their third year for that.
I never heard of it.
Yeah. Take a look at that. And maybe that's, Harry will get you there in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Right.
PIF is looking for a new Live CEO. Greg Norman is now being moved to a senior leadership role. So, anybody here, any of our listeners want to apply for the Live CEO role, good luck. Nelly Korda shared on Instagram that she withdrew from the LPGA events in Korea and Malaysia due to a minor neck injury that she sustained in practice. Sad day. Our days of hearing about Chili's, blurred out faces. What is her name? Tawny. Club Pro guy is done. I think he posted, it was his last video. He's retired. Kind of pushed some, I guess, clear clues that I think it was over. He was pushing his merch. Hey, my merch is 50% off. And then also throwing in, go look at my other stuff on YouTube. So I think kind of Club Pro guy has fizzled out a little bit and decided to hang it up.
What do you think? He just ran out of content, or is he
honestly,
shut down?
I think he probably ran out of content and just kind of sort of became irrelevant. Like we talked about the Creators Cup and everything else. There's so many people creating for golf. He was funny for a while, but I mean, he's been around forever. It's like, what else do you do? Like, you're 3-Jack National,
I just liked how inappropriate he was.
I loved it. That was his whole thing.
That was the whole thing.
I think it's just
irreverent.
Like and it's just, he ran out of some stuff. So, Scotty Scheffler, this was pretty funny. He was trolling Tony Romo in an interview. Tony Romo pays his bets with checks.
Yes.
So he's like, yo, all right, Harry, I owe you $1,000 and he'll write it out. So Scotty said he'll just keep the check and put it in his bag. And then the next time he he, plays Tony, Romo will be like, "Oh, you owe me $600 or whatever," and then Scotty will give him his check back, and Tony.
And now you owe me 400.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly.
$1,000 check back. You owe me 400.
Exactly. And he's like, Tony's like, "That's not real money." And Scotty's like, "What are you talking about? This is like how you pay me." Like, So I thought that, yeah, he writes a check out, and then like Harry said, he's like, "Yeah, here's your check," and Venmo me 400. So I thought that was pretty funny.
It is.
And
funny.
then all over X, I know it's a couple days ago, but did you guys see the Ryder Cup ticket prices?
Yes.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
what? So Tuesday, Wednesday practice days, $255.27
for the practice days.
practice. Thursday practice day, they're adding in the Junior Ryder Cup exhibition, celeb matches, opening ceremony. Jumps to a cool $423.64 a ticket.
Yep.
And then if you want to see Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, the match days, $749.51.
Yeah, I'm out. I have no interest.
That's a no.
I really had no interest rubbing elbows with all the New Yorkers up there anyway, but now I really have no interest.
I think it's a great thing to watch on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. Now, what I know they've denied this, but my initial thought when I read this out to my wife, I'm like, do you hear what they're charging? Maybe they're trying to price out the riffraff so it doesn't get so out of hand. When guys have had 10 beers, at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon, and they really start attacking one of the Euro guys.
Could be.
But they've denied that. Obviously, they said no. That's not.
Well, of course they would, but that's.
Yeah.
I mean, demand's going to be so crazy. They feel like they probably could charge whatever
they're going to sell it out anyway.
All right.
Yeah, but still, like,
I wonder how many player tickets you get. No one B played in Boston. We were like, okay, who doesn't have family here or whatever? Who has extra tickets? Like you search around because they are higher priced tickets.
Yeah.
I think you only get like 4 for your fam for players.
Is that right?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Moose, is that going to be one of your trips?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if I feel
Unless
like
he wins a ticket lottery or something.
All access could get you in a tent.
If there's some hospitality situation going on,
right.
I might get me up there, but I can't imagine what it's gonna be like getting in and out of that place.
I've been to 2 US Opens there, and I was also at a Barclays event, the playoff event there. So I've been there 3 times. It's not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And paying $260 for a practice round to walk around and see. Like, I'm out.
Yeah. It's too
That's
much. The TV's the best. I have such good television stuff.
Great
color. Oh yeah, feet up, beverage in your hand, like chilling.
Yeah,
controlled temperatures, like
exactly. Live from the Ryder Cup immediately after you get Rich Lerner and Brandel.
Yeah,
it's terrific.
Oh yeah. So we'll be watching from the couch, us 3.
That's right.
Well, us 2. Moose might be there.
We'll see. All right, good stuff.
Unless B's in it, then the 3 of us are there.
That's right. Let's get it. Well, then that's a different story.
Well, yeah. Everything goes out the window. Forget about what I just said.
Now there.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I am working with the folks at the Truist Championship to try to see what we can get going for that when it comes to cricket. So Powers and I had a good call with them last week. We're trying to see if we could maybe do some shows from out there.
Nice.
Have a little home base. So yeah, we're seeing what we can come up with.
I did a radio show there when the senior event came there. I think it was the Constellation. I believe Bernhard Langer ended up winning, but I had Tom Watson stop by the broadcast location and sat down with us. Our old buddy Matt Nahagian corralled Tom Watson. I was watching it happen as I'm doing the show. I'm like, dude, he is relentless. He wouldn't let Watson get away, and he made Watson come over and sit down with us for 15 minutes. It was incredible.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Did you guys see my Fax broke his elbow?
What?
I saw that.
How did you do that?
Him and Richard Branson were on this ridiculous bike ride. I think it was like 30 miles or something. Brad said he woke up like 3 a.m. to get ready. He had 2 miles left, hit a huge pothole, flew off over the top. If he didn't have a helmet on, he said he'd be gone. Broke his elbow. He didn't have elbow or knee pads on.
But did he go down like Biden on the bike? But no, in all seriously, that is what happened to Howard Eskin in the Eagles bike ride, that charity bike ride that they did. He almost killed himself. He said, remember, he told us that if he didn't have a helmet on, he'd be dead.
Yeah. When we played Wilmington with him that day, right?
Yeah, that's what he told me. And then I went over the other day and I was like, well, what's going on? He had like a whole thing on, broke his elbow.
So how long is he out?
Yeah.
Well, I asked him. So he's flying back today because he had to do an outing, but he has like a bunch of outings scheduled and he obviously can't it's just thankfully it's his left, so he could probably do some whatever. But not sure. He went to a specialist, so we'll see. I'm going to be over there possibly later today or tomorrow. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. See, so even if it doesn't look cool, kids, wear your elbow pads, your knee pads, the helmets.
Yeah, and don't hang out with Richard Branson.
Yeah,
seems like extreme things might happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we move on to Las Vegas, the fall series, Shriners Children's Open. Could be called the Tom Kim Open if he goes for the three-peat. Tom Kim is in the top 30. There's a couple guys in the top 50.
Wait, can we pause and talk about that three-peat real quick?
Yeah.
I think that there's just some Tiger stats that you see, and you're just like, hold on, is that real?
Yeah,
because I'm looking at like the three-peat. So Tom Kim has a chance to three-peat. Tiger three-peated 6 times, 6 different tournaments. We also have Stuart Appleby and Steve Stricker, but like Tiger three-peated at 6 tournaments.
That's crazy.
I just saw
Stricker
that.
did it at the John Deere. That was the John Deere for Stricker, right?
Yep, the John Deere.
Tiger probably did it at Firestone, Bay Hill, maybe.
The Memorial, Bridgestone, Bay
Hill.
That's
Bridgestone is Firestone. Yep.
American Express, WGC, Bridgestone, and Farmers Insurance Open.
Well, that's in Torrey Pines. Yep, those were all his places, man.
Like, are you kidding me? I was like, when I saw that, I was like, there's just some Tiger stats where you're just like, huh, that's silly.
Yeah.
And then Stewart, Tournament of Champions, and like you said, Stricker, John Deere. So I was like, all right, let's see if Tom Kim.
Rarefied air there, Tom.
Yeah.
Right?
But, yeah. He's the favorite, obviously.
He is.
Yep.
He certainly is. Actually, it just shifted, believe it or not.
Oh, it did?
Taylor Pendrith is now at plus 1,100 according to DraftKings Sportsbook, and Tom Kim is at 1,600.
Wow.
Where's Harry Hall? He's a Vegas guy. He
went to UNLV.
Harry Hall's 4,500. Good number, Danielle. When we see the line, you might it might be where.
And he just got a lesson yesterday from Butch Harmon. Harry Hall did. So
and his girlfriend's texting our LPGA wives group asking for more tickets. So he's going to have the fans. They're going to be coming out.
I heard him on an interview yesterday. We got to get him on. He is hilarious.
Really?
Yes.
Shoot him a text. Hey, should I try to pre-line it up? Like Kevin Roll, you're kicked off. No, just kidding.
Well, if he wins.
Yeah. But no, he's funny. He's a good interview. We should get him on sometime.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's a funny guy. Yeah, him and his wife just had their daughter. So they've been, I think he just played the British Masters and did a little trip over there. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about TPC Summerlin, the course, of course, presented by the Penn Club on second. Tell us about this place, Harry.
Yeah, TPC Summerlin's a par 71. It's only 7,255 yards, so not super long by PGA Tour standards. Bobby Weed and Fuzzy Zeller designed this back in 1991. Bobby Weed was an understudy of Pete Dye. And they got 3 par 5s, so they don't have the typical 4, 9, 13, and 16. 4 par 3s, the 5th, 8th, 14th, and 17th. The average green size, Moose, 7,400 yards. Dig it. 92 bunkers on this property, and water is in play on 4 of the holes, including the 3 closing holes, 16 through 18. Bermuda grass fairways and rough, but the greens are bent grass. And they got all new fairways and greens at this place this year. They tore the whole place up after Tom Kim's win last year. So it'd be interesting to see how receptive these greens are, that they're brand new. The 15th hole is the par 4 340 drivable. But it's kind of like a dog leg left, a slight dog leg left. And you got to beware of the 5 bunkers that surround the narrow green. And then they got one in the middle of the fairway that'll mess with you if you're one of the guys that wants to lay up. You got to miss that one. The 16th hole, the par 5, the last one on the course, 560 yards, a narrow fairway with a bunker left short and long. Drop the tee shot in between and go for the green. The approach is over water to a large green with bunkers long over the green. 17th hole, par 3, 196. Water all the way up the left side to a long, large green with a large trap on the right front corner and a smaller pot in the middle right. 18th hole, closing par 4, 444 yards, angled tee shot with water on the left side and 2 bunkers on the right corner. The approach is to a good-sized green with water left, 2 bunkers on the right front corner, and left and right back corners as well. So this is a kind of a cool golf course, and it's kind of like desert golf. But it'd be interesting to see if Tom Kim can run this down, man. That would be pretty cool.
No doubt about it.
And a better field this week, much better field than last week.
Definitely. This typically does get a pretty good field.
Yeah. Patrick Cantlay's won here in the past.
Yeah.
They've had some pretty good winners
here. Sunjae. So it's been
That's right.
It's been the Korean Sunjae and then Tom Kim 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
And of course that is brought to you by our friends at the Penn Club on 2nd. You got to make sure you check them out, right, Harry?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be going over there probably in the next couple days to get some wedge work. And I really like using the indoor facilities for wedges.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really, really a good thing to really work on your game. You don't have to play a course. You can just go, get on the course and do on-course practice and find a hole on the video screen and put yourself out there, various yardages, use different clubs, hit different shots. I think it's a really great way to practice, especially, as the winter months come on.
Definitely check them out. Great membership options. Great place to spend some time in the off season, and then during the season, just getting that extra practice in, or just hanging out socially. Right?
Yeah,
having a couple beers with some friends.
You got to go over there in one of the weeks right before we record the pod and play that week's course and tell us what you shoot.
That'd be cool.
It'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
And then you can really give a dive into the course, of course. You know what I mean? You can tell us how it played.
For one of the majors or something. That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, let's. I think they have.
Maybe the two of you go over and play each other.
they have the where the RSM is down in Sea Island, Georgia, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. They have that course. I know they have that.
Yeah.
No.
All right, it's set.
Odds movement right now. As I'm sitting here staring at this, like I told you, all of a sudden Harry Hall went down to 5,000, 4,500. So maybe
the lesson didn't go well.
There's a lot going on right now in the DraftKings Sportsbook, but you have 9 of the past 13 had a T16 or better here the prior year, something to think about, and 10 of 14 had a T11 or better in one of the previous starts, one of their previous starts in the season. So when you look at seeing the line, you got, like I said, Taylor Pendrith is now 1,200, Tom Kim 1,600, Eric Cole 2,800. I like Tom Hoge. He has a T4 here in 22. He has a T7 here in 17. He's at 3,500. McCarty, I was curious to see where he's going to come in at. He's at 4,000. Like you said, Harry Hall at 5,000. And could Eric Cole get the win? He just his odds just changed to 2,800. We're not even live, and people can tell what we're talking about, guys.
Yeah, they're listening.
Wow. Yeah, Neil Shipley won a 6-for-1 playoff for the Monday Q to get into this tournament. Wow. Remember Neil with the long hair, played an amateur, played out of Ohio State, and James Madison.
Interview at the Masters.
And he played with Tiger that time and got Tiger to laugh.
Yeah,
he seems like
great interview with Pat McAfee too.
Yeah. So, Adam Hadwin plays well here. There's a lot of guys in the field that have good history here. Maybe they didn't necessarily win it, but they played really well multiple times. You mentioned Hoge. Taylor Pendrith, who you said now is the favorite or co-favorite at least. He's had good success here. JT Poston is a guy who's down the board that plays really well here. And Kurt Kitayama, another Vegas guy. There's a lot of guys that live there. Mav McNeely plays out of this place and lives in Vegas. So there's a lot of home cooking for this tournament. So I like Kitayama in a matchup over Hostler at -115. And by the way, I was vindicated by my take on Beau Hostler. Some people really like that. And I got another justification that I'm right from somebody in the know whose son knows him. So, take it to the bank.
Harry knows Beau.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, all of our listeners, we're just having a hard time getting Harry to share his feelings with us.
Yeah, doesn't take much. Matt McNeely in a matchup over JJ Spawn, Hoge over Mitchell. I love Keith Mitchell. I love the whole Kashmir Keith thing, but he's not playing good golf right now, so I'll take Hoge over him.
All right, I like it. Yeah, that Harry Hall play. I don't know. What
did the odds move to or from?
5,000. It was 4,500. 5,000.
So it's gone the other way. That's what I'm saying. Maybe somebody got to Butch Harmon and said, he's not hitting it good.
Yeah, Ricky Fowler's up to 5,500.
He had a Butch lesson earlier this week. Yeah,
and Butch doesn't work with too many people. I know he's out there, so it makes sense. But he only takes them if
he vets the guys pretty seriously before he'll even mess with them.
He sure does.
It's funny too. Some of the long odds on some of these guys, right? Like JT Poston 7,500, EVR 7,500, Brendan Todd 7,500. Like I feel like I feel like you can make some money if you go the right way here. Maybe even after day one, even if those odds chop in half, you're still getting great numbers. So stay tuned. Take a look at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Use that code DING and see what you can come up with.
Very good.
All right, guys.
I'm hoping to watch a little bit more of this than I did last week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but
me too.
Still have the
What time the Birds play?
1 o'clock. You know, they got flexed next week from 4:25 back to 1 o'clock.
Ooh, wait, is that a home?
Eagles Bengals
in Cincy
got flexed back for Washington and the Bears.
Washington's hot, man.
Yeah, and the two young quarterbacks drafted 1 and 2.
Bears are who we thought they were.
Right, and so are
the old reverse flex.
Yeah, the reverse flex.
You hate to see it.
My God.
Wow. All right, good stuff. The weather up here is going to be. I know it's freezing down there, Danielle, but up here it's going to be beautiful. So get out there and swing it and ding it, and we'll be back next week.